Hi, good morning. This is just a quick video to illustrate what I eat in a day. Now yesterday, which was the 11th of June, I had a really busy day. And this is how I fit my Slimming World plan in around it. I'm regularly heard to say, I believe in eating syns. I'm a very good sinner. I believe that 15 syns a day is what I'm allowed to have. 5 to 15, not 0 to infinity. I know that consultants say 15 is a guide. Okay, but if I can eat up to 15 syns a day and still lose weight, why wouldn't I? That's my argument. I hear people in groups say, oh, I had 2 syns this day, I had 3 syns this day, I had no syns that day. I could do that. I could do a whole week on no syns. And by day 3 or 4, I'd be absolutely insane. I'd be craving like crazy. And by day 5, I'd fall flat onto my face into a vat of something that I shouldn't be eating. I know the way my mind and body works. I acknowledge that we're all different and we have to find a way that works for us. But for me, if I can eat 15 syns a day and I focus on savvy syns, then why wouldn't I? So what I'm showing here is exactly what I ate yesterday. It won't be what I eat today because I've got a different food plan for today, but I'll still be eating up to my 15 syns. Let's start with how I started the day yesterday. I was up at 6:30, which is about normal for me. I went to the gym at about 8:45. Now before I go to the gym, Joe insists I have something to eat. And it's amazing how much more, how much more weight I can push, pull or lift if I have 2 hi-fi bars before I go to the gym. If I go to the gym just on a cup of milky coffee, my reps are down and my weights do not go up. So I'm learning. I've only been going to the gym for a couple of weeks. I'm going 2 or 3 times a week and loving it, but got up yesterday morning, before I went to the gym, 2 hi-fi bars. After I'd done an hour and a half's workout, and my stats went up, didn't they, Joe?
Yeah, everything was up yesterday.
Everything was up. My reps were up, my weights were up. So after I'd finished, we went shopping to Sainsbury's to do our food shop, and I bought a pack of 2 eggs. Now, I buy these eggs in Sainsbury's because I'm lazy. Why would I bother to boil eggs if I can buy them ready boiled? And I buy the ones in Sainsbury's because I think they're organic or free range. Well, definitely free range, but I think they're organic, are they, Joe? Can you see from there?
No, just free range. Just
free range. But they're not over boiled. If you buy them in some other supermarkets, they've been boiled for about a fortnight and they're like yuck. And I'm not the biggest fan of eggs, which is why I rarely buy them. But I'm buying these to eat after I've been to the gym. So, had 2 eggs after the gym. Then we came home and dropped the car off, and we went for, I would guess what was about 4.5 mile walk, because I wanted to go to Bravissimo. I also wanted something from Marks, but for God's sake, they hardly had anything in the size I wanted. They had loads in size 8s, they had loads in size 18s to 22s, but those middle sizes were really noticeable by their absence yesterday. So I think they must be having a stock issue. Anyway, we did that. We walked to Bravissimo and back, which I would say was a good 4.5 mile walk. When we got back, it was about 3 o'clock and I needed some lunch. So I went to the freezer and I had a My Protein prawn linguine. Now this is so incredibly filling. It's got over 40 grams of protein, I believe, hasn't it, Joe?
Yeah, about 45.
About 45 grams of protein, filling power. 5 syns. Same price as buying 2 Slimming World dinner meals. So you get 2 for £8 instead of £4.75 each. 5 syns. Now if I had an equivalent in Slimming World, and there is one that's quite similar, it's a lot less protein and I have to use an A option, which is the equivalent of 6 syns. So I go for this one every time, and it's lovely. I really like it. It's one of those things I keep in the freezer for a day like yesterday when I am super, super busy. Then I had, for my dessert, here we go, 2 apples, and they're not little apples because I don't like little apples. I don't like kid-size apples, they're for kids. So I had 2 apples and a conference pear. These apples are from Morrison's. I can't even remember what they're called. Can you, Joe?
Giga?
Gigo?
Giga. G-I-G-A.
Giga. G-I-G-A. They're fabulous. They are so tasty. You get a pack of 4 for about £2.20, and they are the nicest apples at this time of year. Really, really nice. So that was my lunch. Then in the afternoon I had, after my lunch, a gin and tonic. This is alcohol-free gin. Now, it's Gordon's. It doesn't taste strictly like the real thing. It's very, is the word botanic?
Yeah, botanical.
Botanical, which is a gin thing, I think, anyway. But Schweppes Slimline Tonic is free. This is half a syn for 50 mils. So that was half a syn. So far that day, I'd had a B choice, 5 syns, half a syn. So I'm on 5.5 syns. Then I got on with my day, and early evening when I was ready for something to eat but not hungry, I'm learning that feeling when I know it's the right time for me to eat and not ignore food, because I could very easily skip a meal. That doesn't help me lose weight. Skipping a meal actually slows me down. So in the early evening, I've got this out of the fridge, which is a little sweet potato salad. It's got quinoa, it's got rice, it's got red cabbage, it's got carrots, it's got edamame beans and another type of beans, it's got spinach, and it's got a really nice dressing, which is 4 syns. So yeah, you could say, you lazy so-and-so, you didn't really cook anything yesterday. Why did I need to? I had such a busy day. It would have been so easy to get home at 3:30, and we live in a town where every takeaway is open all day. Our chip shop does half-price meals between 3 and 4. I don't want to fall into those traps anymore. At the end of my road, or down the main road, we've got a Pizza Hut. We've got a Chinese. I live very, very close to a massive Asda. It's so easy to fall off plan when food is something you're too tired to make. That's why a day like yesterday, where I never stopped all day, these sort of things come in handy. So that was 4 syns, which is purely for the dressing. But it's delicious, sort of, I don't know, miso-y, sesame, lovely dressing, quite a strong taste. So that had me on 9.5 syns. Now I could have called that a day, but in the evening I was watching the live with Rufus and Lisa, which I love. I watch it every week. I'm sorry guys that I can't comment, but my phone doesn't allow me to do it. I've got a smartphone, but it's made for the blind, and it doesn't allow me to comment on anybody's videos. Otherwise I'd be there in the live chat, because I love what you've got going there. But one of the things they're talking about, they did a feature, Rufus's feature, was talking about hidden syns and everything, and it's fascinating how differently we all see syns. Now I agreed with what Rufus said, his consultant says, which is it's a guide, not a target, to have 15 syns. They've both got incredible weight losses going on, so go over and watch them if you don't already. But the thing is, I can only do Slimming World for me, Rufus can only do Slimming World for him, Lisa can only do it for her, and any other of the vloggers that we watch, and there are many and varied, can only do it for themselves. So my thing is, if I can have up to 15 savvy syns, I'm going to have them. So for my supper, I had a tub of my very favourite cottage cheese, and I just sit and eat it with a spoon. It's 5 syns, it's full of protein, it's got a good amount of fat in it, and do you know, this sort of food There's something in it, I don't know, Joe, that helps you sleep.
Casein protein.
Casein protein helps you sleep. And I love this. So let's look at what I had yesterday. 2 hi-fi bars, £1.30 for 2 eggs, £4 for my lunch, £2.99 for my tea, £1.70 for my cheese, my gin and tonic, well, 80p probably, and my fruit about £1.50. That's a day when I could have just said, I'm tired, I'm too busy, I haven't got time to cook, sod it, I'm going to take away. And that's what I would have done before, but I'm not doing that anymore. So this is really just to say to people, if you're having a day like that, and you know you're going to catch yourself coming back because you're so busy, you can still stay on plan. And 15 syns is not extreme. Even if you don't normally have 15 syns, even if you're normally a sort of 7 to 10 sin person, if you're having a day when you're feeling extreme because you're tired and you're busy and there's too much going on in your life, you can eat a day's worth of food like this and still be on plan. Or you can go off to the chip shop, or the Chinese, or the Indian, or the Thai, or the Turkish. We've got the lot within 10-minute walk of where we live, or a 3-minute drive. I could do any of those things, or I could go to Pizza Hut. I could do any of those things and I could blow my plan out of the water. But then do you know what my problem would be? I'd be bricking it until way day. I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's just an illustration of what I ate on a busy day. Thanks for watching. See you on Saturday. Bye.